are joined by one of our canine friends for a special message concerning the future of our nation. Welcome, Ollie.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. Today we have a very special segment for you regarding childhood obesity. Obesity is defined as having excess body fat. The percentage of body fat itself ranges depending on height, age, and gender. Today, the number of obese children and teens in the US has more than tripled since 1970. In fact, a whopping 18.5% of children are obese, meaning that 1 in 6 children are severely overweight. Being extremely overweight creates a plethora of problems and could be life threatening in the future. Eating a lot of food, specifically foods high in salt and fat, could lead to high blood pressure and high cholesterol, and ultimately a heart attack. Diabetes, sleep apnea, bone and joint problems, asthma, and bullying add to the list of horrifying consequences. And if habits like this continue throughout one's childhood, they are most likely to become an obese adult and certainly digging themselves an early grave. But in order to tackle childhood obesity, we must understand where we are going wrong. Technology has us glued in front of the TV for hours on end, disabling children from getting the proper amount of exercise. Also, the availability and cheapness of fast food is a direct path to an unhealthy diet. With most obese children coming from families of a lower income, healthy food for them it just isn't an option. Over the past week, we have been following a family whose son's bad habits could lead him to an early grave.
Hello, my name is Ray. I'm 5 years old and I love food. I'm constantly eating anything from hamburgers to steaks to pizza to loads of biscuits and chips. My day starts out pretty late and I like to eat a massive breakfast to keep me full. About a half hour later, I get hungry again and snack on some chips and pretzels and I watch some TV or play video games. Around noon, my mom and I make a trip to a local restaurant where I normally eat 2 meals. Dinner consists of anything from pasta to steak to pizza, all of which I usually have seconds of. I normally stay in front of the TV for the remainder of the night, finishing the day off with a bowl of ice cream and some bags of candy.
I'm concerned about his health. In the past year, he's gained almost 10 pounds, and if he keeps this up, he's going to wind up with some serious health issues. And I'm worried that part of it is my fault.
I've noticed myself getting bigger and more out of breath when doing simple activities. I'm worried about developing diabetes and multiple types of cancer, but I have no motivation to change my diet or exercise. I'm scared my mother is going to outlive me, but I don't know how to change it.
I don't enforce any rules like eating his fruits and veggies, and I enable him to eat all this bad food by taking him out and making all this fatty food. I know some of it's my fault, but it's a growing issue in this country, and I think it's time the government tries to tackle childhood obesity.
As you can see, childhood obesity is affecting families all across the nation, and now we take to the streets to see what some of our fellow Americans have to say about the issue. Hello, I'm Ollie from the Dog News, and I have a few questions for you about childhood obesity.
Hi, I'm Maggie, and I'd be glad to answer.
Okay, so what are your thoughts about the current obesity problem?
Obesity is definitely an issue. It seems now more than ever. It has affected my extended family, and so my parents enforced a healthy lifestyle of balance from the time my brother and I were born. I mean, look at my cousin Lucy. She stays up late partying and eats mostly pizza. It is a shame that so many kids these days are fed unhealthy meals and are not encouraged to stay active. It leads to much bigger problems down the road.
And you seem like a fairly healthy dog, so what are you doing to stay in shape?
For starters, I eat very healthy. Getting my balance of fruit, veggies, proteins, and healthy fats keeps me going. Every day I do some form of exercise, ranging from yoga to burst training to everything in between. Finally, I spend time in nature every day. A healthy mind is key to achieving all health and wellness goals.
Thank you for your time. Stay healthy out there. Hello, I was wondering if you could answer a couple questions about childhood obesity.
Hi, of course. My name is Bauer.
Well, Bauer, why do you think childhood obesity is such a problem in today's society? Why is it that the numbers have skyrocketed in the past 40 years?
Well, I have struggled with childhood obesity myself. I am still struggling with obesity, actually. It's difficult coming from a less fortunate family. My parents didn't make a lot of money when I was a child, but they were always working so much. It was just easiest and cheapest to get fast food. My eating habits from my childhood followed me into my adulthood, and I have found that they are very difficult to change. I have tried to change my diet, but McDonald's is always easier, cheaper, and faster than making my own meals at home.
Thank you, Bauer. It looks like we're beginning to understand why obesity is such a problem. Hello, I'm Ollie from the Dog News, and I wanted to know if you could answer some questions about childhood obesity.
Hi, I'm Willow and I'm 3 years old.
So Willow, with as much energy as you have, what do your parents do to keep you in shape?
Well, my parents always make sure I go on a walk or two every day. They are really good about that. They also don't usually allow me to get fast food on the way home from the dog park, even though I really want it sometimes. But sometimes, if I'm lucky, I get it as a treat. It's okay in moderation, just not every day.
Thanks, Willow. See, kids, it's not that hard to be healthy. Hello, I'm Ollie, and I'm on the hunt to tackle childhood obesity once and for all. Can I ask you a few questions? What advice do you have for either parents or kids who are trying to stay healthy?
You see, I think being active is very helpful. I love to play baseball, it's my favorite. My team won the state championship. Go Rams! Anyways, staying active is very important. My generation likes to sit on their butts on their phones all day.
Sorry, I'm listening, I promise.
You see what I mean? People need to get off their phones and start being active. It's fun, see, look. Childhood obesity is a major problem, but if we encourage people to get up and get active, we can find a solution, one ball chase at a time.
Excellent! A dog who is taking control of her health. Well, there you have it, folks. The public has made it clear that something has to change if we want to live a happy, healthy life. So now the question becomes, how do we combat childhood obesity? How do we make a healthier nation?
Thank you, Ollie. I hope that this has helped open our nation's eyes to this serious problem facing our youth today, if we don't change our habits today.
I agree. I hope we understand that being healthy isn't that hard, as long as we have the right tools.
Right, being knowledgeable about health and fitness in general will lead to a better life. We simply need to instill this valuable information on our youth to encourage them to make better choices. They need motivation, inspiration, and experience to change their ways.
And doing this in the classroom is the most effective way. High school students should be required to take a food nutrition class that not only emphasizes the importance of a good diet and daily exercise, but also demonstrates healthy meal options and gets kids cooking in the kitchen.
It gives kids the resources and experience they need to make good choices in life. And this knowledge can be shared with families not only to promote individual health, but also to influence the community. A required high school class would give kids the training and information they need to make good choices and lead a better lifestyle.
Yes, it's all about making the right choice, which is why restaurants should be required to put their basic nutritional information, like carbs, calories, fats, and proteins, on their menus. This would allow people to know exactly what is going into their body and force them to make a conscious decision about the food they are eating. The goal is not to turn people away from those foods, because, let's be honest, we all want a cheese pizza sometimes, but rather to make people more aware of the choices they are making.
That's true, but as you know, that choice isn't always easy for some families because money may be tight and the easiest and cheapest thing to buy may be fast food. These people are not exposed to the fresh food that they need in their diets because of where they live and the amount of money they make. But there is a solution, a program we like to call Food on the Move.
Yes, Food on the Move will get nearby farmers and local grocery stores to give fresh fruit and vegetables and healthy snack options to a farmer's market and in towns that are struggling economically. With their food stamps specifically allocated for the market, people will be exposed to better alternatives and have enough money to buy food that could not only improve their health, it brings the food to them, making it easier to make better decisions. So there you have it, America. Our choices are what will tackle childhood obesity once and for all. We just need the tools to guide us in the right direction.